And we're here. We're the Wrestling Boys. I am Goose. I'm pulling double duty today. Not only am I going to be helping host the show, but I will also be producing the show today because our producer had to take a day off. He had to take care of some personal stuff. So if you see me looking over this way, it's because I am working on producing this show at the same time and keeping an eye on the clock and everything else. All this fun stuff. This is my co-host,
Logan.
And we're going to talk all things wrestling. And so let's get into the news before we hit into anything else today.
Well, first I want to say happy birthday to Brock Lesnar. No, not really Brock Lesnar. I don't really care for him.
The vanishing, disappearing, nowhere to be found Universal Champion. How old is he today?
41.
He's 41 years old. And let's bring up Brock Lesnar because there was a big to-do about Brock Lesnar, not in the WWE, but where?
The UFC.
The UFC, where he is still banned because of using PEDs. How much longer is he banned for?
You brought it up. I don't remember.
I think it's 6 months. 6 months. So he goes out and he challenges the champion, for a match that he can't even participate in for 6 months. And then, then he'll do the match and then he'll be dual champions and he'll have the Universal Champion and the UFC Champion. You really want him to hold on to that red belt for another 6 months?
Well, somebody was bringing up how they think it would be a good idea for the Universal Championship to be a parting gift for Brock Lesnar, and then to bring the World Heavyweight Championship back.
That would probably be a good idea.
Well, anyway, let's get back to the birthdays.
Let's get back to the birthdays. Who else's birthday is it?
Sami Zayn.
Hey, Sami Zayn, how you doing with your dual
rotator
cuff surgery? You doing okay over there?
Yeah.
Who else's birthday is it today?
Shane Helms, the Hurricane.
Watch out, there's a hurricane coming. Happy birthday to Mr. Helms. I liked him when he was in the WWE. He brought an interesting little comedy act, I think, that kind of brought things up. And he was a really good, what we call cruiserweight in his time. And I wouldn't be surprised, like Brian Kendrick, if they were to bring, Mr. Helms back. I don't think they'll bring him back
as a veteran.
As a veteran, I don't think they'll bring him back as the Hurricane. But he did come in the Hurricane. He wrestled as the Hurricane, I think, in one of the last
greatest Royal Rumble the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and just always nice to see Gregory Helms come back and do a good job. So anyway. Moving right along, another interesting topic in news. What were the ratings like for Raw this last week?
I think it was 2.47 million viewers.
Really? And how does that rank in the past?
Lowest in Raw history.
Their lowest ratings in Raw history. Wow.
And this is in 25 years. Yeah, lowest rating.
Lowest rating. 25 years is low. Why do you think that is?
Because it's trash.
Yeah, the writing is horrible. Come on, guys. People are actually now starting to meme you.
Yeah, seriously.
On social media.
On how it's trash.
On how you're reusing old gimmicks. You're reusing old storylines. It's like, I remember a day, I'm old enough to be able to tell you this, but I remember being told when Johnny Carson was the Tonight Show host all those years ago, that he used to fire writers on a yearly basis. I think it's time to maybe bring some of that back. I mean, some of the writing is just absolutely horrible. What was the not this past week's Raw, but the last week of Raw, the one where it was a match between Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman, and it lasted how long?
Not even a minute.
Not even. And what happened?
Kevin Owens ran away, hid in a porta potty, only for Braun Strowman to duct tape it or tape it up, then pull it back into the arena and throw it off the stage. And I was bringing it up. Isn't it really crazy to think how Kevin Owens goes from being a Universal Champion 2 years ago to being thrown off the stage in a porta potty?
Yeah, I think it's pretty sad. Somewhere somebody's got to. Someone's got to get into the writers' room and just start. Now they're reusing the old Daniel Bryan Kane
with Dr. Shelby.
With Dr. Shelby, the storyline there, we're now with Bailey and
maybe
Banks. This is getting stupid and ridiculous.
Dr. Shelby probably even realized they were like totally redoing the gimmick because he didn't even reappear on Raw this week. He's probably just like, this is trash. Why am I appearing?
Why am I here? Yeah. I think it just tells, and I was talking with some people about about Extreme Rules. Are you excited about Extreme Rules? About seeing it?
I'm only excited for like 2 of the matches, and that's Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins, match of the night, I'm calling it, and AJ Styles versus Rusev.
All right. Well, there are a couple of other things. There are a couple other things in the news that we're going to get to right now before we get to the G1 special that we saw for New Japan and the Extreme Rules predictions. Let's talk about, you said 2 weeks ago, Sanity's dead.
Yeah.
What do you think now?
They're kicking ass.
You got your wish. One of the matches on Extreme Rules, and like I said, we'll get into it a little later, New Day versus Sanity.
Yeah. A few weeks ago, I was saying, because I was complaining how they lost to the Usos and Jeff Hardy, and I was saying if they had lost to the New Day, I would have been perfectly fine. And here they are now, facing who? The New Day.
Yeah,
it's like prediction of the future.
Prediction of the future. I think maybe somebody back at WWE's watching our show and say, hey, that's not a bad idea. Sanity. I think I didn't think Sanity was quite dead yet. I was hoping that they would write them into something that would give them a little bit of traction. I mean, I agreed with you. I mean, the way they treated them when they first came in was horrible. But man, if you didn't see this past week SmackDown, I mean, they literally came in. They not only did they obliterate, the New Day, who came out to help Daniel Bryan. Let's say Team Hell No. Team Hell No who has been reunited and has a match for the championship. But, I mean, they came out and they looked impressive. They looked like the Sanity we hoped they were.
The Sanity back from NXT.
From NXT. And these guys look like... maybe somebody basically told me, hey, look, we need to basically do our thing, or we're not doing this at all. And, I mean, if you look at the 3 guys that have Insanity, I mean, they're all gold, and they could end up, let's say, at New Japan, knocking heads there. So I'm happy that I'm actually very happy that WWE's seriously looking at these guys and giving them matches. And let's just face it, WWE lately has been horrible in all their bookings. They've been absolutely trash in their bookings.
Speaking of Sanity, Nikki Cross was a tag team partner of Becky Lynch at a live event.
Really?
Recently, so we might soon be seeing Nikki Cross on SmackDown along with her Sanity members.
I think that would probably be a wise idea. Let me just be honest with everybody. I love Nikki Cross.
Who doesn't? Seriously.
I think that I think she's going to be a future champion. I think she's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Definitely.
She has that batshit crazy thing going that just kind of really just makes it. I mean, it's almost like remnants of the Ultimate Warrior in some way. She kind of just runs around that ring and knocks people over.
Yeah.
Also another match, Extreme Rules, and I bring this up because. Again, a couple weeks ago, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we talked about Shinsuke Nakamura getting chompy-chompied by a police dog here in Bakersfield. And now he's come back. He wrestled AJ Styles for the 7th or 8th time.
7th time, I think.
Somewhere around there for another match of the century against AJ Styles. But now we get to see him in Extreme Rules against Jeff Hardy, and you are not happy about it.
Well, I mean, just saying, on SmackDown, I didn't pay any attention to the Shinsuke versus AJ Styles match. I had no interest in it. I'm just like, we're seeing this for the 7th time. Come on. Can we see a new match? Every time we see this, it's like, it's the match of the century. Come on, I really don't care anymore. Come on. Can we see a new match?
Can we see a new match? Yeah. I think you actually told me you think he's getting way too many... His push has been way too hard.
Yes.
He's getting way too many title matches. I think it's basically because, I mean, for one thing, my opinion is I like Shinsuke Nakamura. I think he's a good wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's been handed a gimmick that I really hate. But
the low blow.
The low blow and just, I would like to see him get back to where he was before all this craziness with AJ Styles. He's a great wrestler. I don't think he's being used right. I do, however, think the match between him and Hardy is going to be a great one.
Oh, yeah.
Extreme Rules, I think it'll be one of the handful of matches that will be a really good ones. And I think they're trying to keep, I think since they've decided not to put the championship on Shinsuke, that they're going to keep trying to give him a push until he wins a belt, which I think it'll be soon. But even then, you have to wonder, well, he got so many chances with AJ. I mean,
why is he getting more?
Why is he getting more? Precisely, considering you've got so many
other good mid-cutters who can go after the title.
That can go after a title. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, they brought No Way Jose up. Now he's in a little feud with Mojo Rawley.
I'm pretty sure nobody even gives a shit about that.
Yeah,
Seriously, I mean, I know I don't. Like, who really cares? I mean, people are probably fans of No Way Jose, his charisma, but who cares about Mojo Rawley?
Yeah, well, Mojo Rawley. Yeah, I'm sure he cares. I think, but we'll go from there. By the way, just as a point we're going to make here, I want you to go to YouTube. I want you to watch No Way Jose's entrance. And then I want you to go and I want you to watch, from a few years ago, Adam Rose's entrance. And tell me how they're different. Because they're not.
Yeah.
They're not, really.
Again, that's one of the reused things in WWE.
They're doing. All right, we are at time for a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the G1 special that we saw this past weekend. Live was done live from the Cow Palace on Access TV. We're going to tell you that is. I think WWE
5-star.
WWE needs to really pay attention and look at this because we're finding out that New Japan is going to be coming over here a lot more doing their thing. So we'll be back right after these commercial breaks. As soon as I get them up. There we go.
Introducing the new California State Penitentiary Bologna Sandwich. Jail food sucks. Don't let your family eat jail food.
Your home is perfect. Until it's not. We understand that life has its changes. As your family grows, we're here to help grow with you. Because taking care of your family is important to you and important to us. Your story starts here with Cornerstone Mortgage.
At the time you were arrested, you were served with a DS-367 temporary driver's license. It's good for 30 days, but if you don't act within 10 days, at the end of those 30 days, your license will be suspended. It's important for your lawyer to contact the DMV for you. Set up a driver's license administrative hearing so that your license is not going to suspension. That's something here at Braemar Law we do for you.
And we're back. Logan, go ahead. Why don't you start talking about the G1?
Okay, the G1 special. We should only bring up the championship matches because it was a very long pay-per-view, 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours. Here's the interesting thing. Right in the middle of the pay-per-view, they go, we're taking a 15-minute break. Huh? They took a 15-minute intermission right in the middle of it. I'm like... And I'm like...
Well, it's 4.5 hours. Of course there needs to be an intermission.
Somewhere along the line, you need to get up, go get more beer.
Well, I mean, because your butt's going to start hurting really bad.
Yeah. So which championship match you want to talk about first?
Well, we can go in order. But
Okay, I think where was it? The first one was what? The Young Bucks?
the Young Bucks versus Evil and Sonata.
And let me tell you something. And I'm going to be honest. I had not really seen a full match of the Young Bucks or Evil and Sonata until the G1 special, and then I went, "Holy crap!"
They are fantastic.
I mean, let me tell you something. I think these are two of the best tag teams in wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm not just New Japan. In wrestling.
Yeah, the Young Bucks are considered the best tag team in the world at the moment.
I don't even know. I mean, what is their combined weight? What, like 350?
Yeah, they're barely in the heavyweight tag team division. Seriously, they just made it in there at Dominion.
Yeah, I think if the funny part is, I think if the WWE was ever got a clue and brought the Young Bucks over, first of all, not only
I don't think the Young Bucks would.
I don't even think they'd leave.
Yeah, because they're probably afraid they'll be treated like garbage.
Yeah, I think that's one thing. But that was a hell of a match. I never thought I would see these guys. I mean, I had heard about the Young Bucks and how their super kicks and how they fly around, and I'm like, okay. And then they get up against two guys that not only are they bigger than them, but they're stronger than them, and they just held their own. I mean, they really, and the match was about 20 minutes. It was really
at least.
Another clue to WWE, that you should have championship matches that last
always.
Because having championship matches go for 10 minutes is
stupid.
Not good. People want to see some kickouts and some people flying around and some people getting the crap kicked out of each other.
Seriously, it's like almost every single good match is like a Seth Rollins match.
Yeah.
And he's not a champion at this point.
So the other match, I guess one of the other matches, I guess we were talking about Dragon Lee versus
Hiromu Takahashi.
That was a great match. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. We got to talk about this one spot, the spot where Dragon Lee picked Hiromu up in that weird position, tossed him backwards, and Hiromu landed straight on his
head.
On the top of his head.
Yeah.
And then apparently Hiromu collapsed backstage after the match.
Well, I mean, the one thing that I think kind of got me was the one move where Hiromu is caught. He's basically hanging outside of the turnbuckle.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
By his legs. So in other words, his upper body is hanging outside of the ring. So rather than pulling back in the ring, Dragon Lee gets up to the top of the top turnbuckle and chest stomps him outside the ring. Yep. I mean, I'm like sitting there thinking, oh my God, someone's dead.
Yeah.
Someone is dead.
Yeah, like, you would seriously think Jim Ross would be thinking, by God, that man is dead.
Yeah, he's dead. He's dead.
By God, that man has a family.
It's just, I mean, that alone, I mean, I don't ever remember seeing anything like that. Not on any other wrestling organization. These two guys, I mean, and let me put it like this. First of all, these guys have wrestled each other, not just in Japan, not just in America. They wrestled each other. They started out in Mexico, came to Japan, and then he kind of finished in San Francisco. I mean, these guys have wrestled each other several times, have wrestled each other out of tournament belts, and it's like, and I mean, first of all, Dragon Lee kind of reminded me of a bigger, stronger Rey Mysterio. The way he, because he could move really quick and really kept Takahashi guessing. But at the same time, Takahashi, and if you ever want to see good counter wrestling, this is where and New Japan also exceeds at, because these guys they would counter each other and counter each other and counter each other until, you basically, as Jim Ross again would say, this is a real slobber knocker. These guys are really beating the crap out of each other. So this was, if you didn't see that match, you gotta go find it, because that match was brutal.
Oh yeah,
that match was brutal. So which one you want to go to next? Your favorite match or the big match?
Juice Robinson versus Jay White. My favorite match of the night.
Crazy as,
Jesus Christ, that was a crazy.
There
match.
was just as much stuff done outside the ring as there was inside the ring. Jay White. You asked me if I thought who was a better heel.
Tommaso Ciampa or Jay White?
Jay White.
Seriously, he's that good of a heel.
He was real. I was absolutely surprised, and it was interesting because Juice Robinson is left-handed.
Yeah.
And he goes into the match with a broken left hand.
Yeah, with like a broken metacarpal.
Yeah, he basically had half of his hand was like taped up and in a cast. And they said, well, if he uses the cast as a weapon, he could be disqualified. Here's the thing about it. Now, here's the interesting thing. And for New Japan Wrestling, if the champion gets counted out, and they have a 20 count, they don't have a 10 count.
Yeah, but it's a faster
It's a faster count. But if they get counted out, they lose the belt, which I find really interesting. And I think it makes a better.
So you can't weasel out of the match.
Yeah, you can't weasel out of the match. In other words, if you get, if you lose, you lose the belt.
Yeah.
I think that is, again, something that WWE should consider thinking about doing, because I think the idea that a champion's advantage is kind of like, it becomes, it becomes weak. It's like, you win the match by count out, but you still don't have a championship. But these guys were brutal to each other. They were slamming each other into the guardrails, outside rails. I think at one point during the match, I think Jay White flung Juice Robinson into the guardrail, and it knocked over Jim Ross, who was sitting at a table on the other side.
And he might have a broken rib from that spot.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even discussed before the match.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
So this was totally on the fly.
Yeah.
And it was what made it even crazier was that Josh Barnett got out of his seat. First he tended to his partner, and then he looked up, and Jay White is like just giving him the lip, just giving him mouth. And he gets up and gets out of his chair, into the wrestling arena, into the ring, trying to get Jay White. And it was absolutely crazy. It was like, and of course you could hear Josh Barnett, cursing and cussing, and Jim Ross.
See that motherfucker run?
You see him run? And Jim Ross is like, I can't believe this referee, and they better get their together.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and this is on live TV. It's not, which means that because it's on Access, I think it's because they had a little more leeway.
Yeah.
But that was a crazy match. But you got your wish.
Oh, yeah.
Juice Robinson is now the
IWGP US champion, the third.
And
he is the first American to win the title.
Do you think that we'll see a match like you were hoping last week between Juice Robinson and Jeff Hardy?
Oh, I'd love to see that match. It was also crazy because I said that would be a dream match, and now it's like the battle of the U.S. champions.
And I think that, you would have two guys that are absolutely just, first of all, how would you describe their unique?
Oh, yeah.
Flamboyant?
Oh, yeah.
These would be two guys that, that would be absolutely great in a match together. But then let's talk about the big match of the night as we're running out of time on this segment. Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes. And they don't even say Cody Rhodes, it's just Cody.
It's just Cody.
It's just Cody, the American Nightmare. But we all know who it is. It's Cody Rhodes. This match, now, you and I have different opinions on this match because you were like, you didn't like the fact because this became like a tables, ladders, and chairs match.
Yeah, it didn't even have a stipulation. It just relied too much on the weapons to be like a really good match. They should have actually wrestled more instead of like using weapons. Come on. It's like you have two fantastic wrestlers in a wrestling match and they don't really wrestle much.
You know, I agree with that. I can see that, why you would think that, but I think what it did is it kind of, I mean, first of all, they're in San Francisco. They're in America, and I think in a way to really hype this up, they wanted maybe, you know, the use of tables, ladders, and chairs, I think, you know, just kind of brought a little more to the match. I think the fact that Cody Rhodes suplexing Kenny Omega off the top of a 20-foot ladder.
Jesus Christ, that was crazy.
To watch Kenny Omega picked up Cody Rhodes, threw him out of the ring to put through a table, and the table didn't break. Cody Rhodes bounced off of it, landed on the concrete right in front of the Young Bucks, and it was like, and I'm like, oh my God. I mean, you know, it just brings that, especially after, I think, just like 10 minutes or 15 minutes earlier, I think Kenny Omega chest stomped. He chest stomped Cody Rhodes right through the table, out of the ring, and I was like, oh my, you know, that was like, you know, but it was like, I mean, there were some points in the crazy thing was at the time, you'll see that the Young Bucks were like, they're trying to play negotiator. They're like, you know, they're on both sides. They're trying to like, you don't want to do this. This is crazy. This is enough. And
oh my goodness, you okay?
Are you okay? And of course, Cody Rhodes' wife. Well, what was
Brandy
Rhodes.
Yeah.
Brandy Rose. She was nice to look at and
yeah,
made everything. But even she was like, oh my gosh, how far are they going to go with this?
Yeah.
And I mean, it would basically, you know, at some point you could tell this thing turned personal. And it was, and you didn't know which way this match was going to go up until the very end when, you know, Kenny Omega pulls out the, you know, he pulls out the victory. But then you're sitting there going, man, that was crazy. And then what happened after the match? They get attacked by their, you know, the Bullet. You know, Kenny Omega gets attacked by his own Bullet Club members from
Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and King Haku.
King Haku and the Tongans, and I mean that was freaking crazy. And even when the rest of the Bullet Club came out to try to help, you know, they got their butts
by the Tongans.
By the three Tongans, be like 7 guys. Just it was. I was like, and I was like, oh my good grief. You know, and I didn't really say it like that. I'm cleaning it up for you, because a lot of you are like saying, "Wow, he sounds just like my grandmother." But it was crazy. That was like the craziest finish to a match. I mean, and first of all, it also left something because you couldn't tell if the Tongans had left the Bullet Club and are forming their own little thing.
Or if there's just more drama.
More drama.
In Bullet Club. Seriously, I said it's not really Bullet Club. It's more like Drama Club.
Drama Club.
Seriously.
All right, we're overdue for a break. When we come back, we're going to give our quick predictions for Extreme Rules because, I don't know, I guess we should.
Because I don't really care much for it.
We don't really care for the pay-per-view, but we figure out an obligation. We should talk about this anyway, so we will be right back after I get all of this taken care of.
At the time you were arrested, you were served with a DS-367 temporary driver's license. It's good for 30 days, but if you don't act within 10 days, at the end of those 30 days, your license will be suspended. It's important for your lawyer to contact the DMV for you. Set up a driver's license administrative hearing so that your license is not going to suspension. That's something here at Braemar Law we do for you.
Introducing the new California State Penitentiary Bologna Sandwich. Jail food sucks. Don't let your family eat jail food.
we're back. I'm going to let Logan talk while I sit. Okay, I'm doing double duty today. I'm hosting and producing. So while I'm over here looking away from my handsome host here, he's going to talk. He's going to start talking about our predictions for Extreme Rules. So go right ahead.
Okay, first we have the New Day versus Sanity in a tables match. Why could they not have had a better stipulation? Seriously, Sanity was in a War Games match.
Oh my gosh, that was probably
a while back. Come on, they can do so much better than a tables match.
I think that this is pretty sad because you have two really good 3-man tag teams here who could really who could really make a show of it. I mean, and they put them in the one match, a tables match, a match where you throw your opponent through a table and the match is over.
It's like one of the lamest stipulations.
Why do I get the feeling that this is going to be one of those matches where it's just like, it's over?
Yeah.
Just really crazy. Who do you like in this match?
Sanity.
I do too.
Yeah.
Because
keep their push going.
This is not just that. I think this is the right match for them.
Yeah.
I mean, a tables match. I think all three of them could pick up a New Day member and throw them through a table.
Yeah. All at the same time.
All at the same time. So I think and I agree. I think this is to give them a really good push. New Day, nothing against New Day. They're a fabulous tag team. They've won championships, but I think that if WWE's smart, they'll want to push Sanity, keep pushing Sanity, and New Day is the kind of guys that will make them look good in the process. Who we got coming after this?
Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin. I don't like this stupid constable crap. Seriously. More like, Corporate Kane.
Corporate Corbin.
Yeah.
Corporate Corbin.
Yeah.
I hate this.
I think Finn Balor will pull out the victory.
Finn Balor will win too.
Yeah.
With
the underdog.
Oh well, he's become the new face of inclusion.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the idea of first of all, I think the idea of Baron Corbin bullying Finn Balor is interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is just I don't understand this supposed rivalry. I don't understand this, man. It's like, well, if you'd only apologize for what?
Yeah.
It's almost like, what was it, last month's Sami Zayn,
Bobby Lashley.
It's like, don't understand it, don't get it.
Yeah, don't care.
Don't care, but they're going to do it.
Yeah. Next up, we have Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens in a steel cage match.
Now, this one I kind of like because...
Yeah.
I mean...
Now Kevin Owens can't get away.
He can't get away. He can't get thrown off a stage in a porta potty.
Thank God.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin Owens wins only because he gets thrown through the cage.
Yeah. Just like at the Greatest Royal Rumble, except hopefully there's not a bullcrap call this time. Seriously.
I mean, I like Strowman in this match, but I mean, and this because it really, again, this one suits him. But I can just see Strowman picking him up, throwing him through the cage,
with ease,
and Kevin Owens landing on his feet, and he ends up as the winner. I think this is just. You keep asking me why are they having this match?
Yeah,
it's like this. I don't understand why they're trying to make Kevin Owens and Braun Strowman feud. It just. Do you get it? Do you understand it?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I think it's comical. I think.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason.
I think that if they were going to team Kevin Owens up with somebody to for matches, I think Braun Strowman is the perfect person because because it has gotten absolutely comical of how Kevin Owens keeps whining. What's next on the docket?
The Raw Tag Team Championship match with the Deleters of Worlds, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt versus the B Team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel.
Again, another comedy team going for the championship.
Why do they have so many comedy matches?
I don't know. I don't see. I mean, as much. I think they've tried to really make the B Team this underdog team you want to root for. I'm sorry, I don't see it. I think it's interesting. I find it funny that when you put Bray Wyatt and Bo Dallas next to each other in the front of the little thing that you could tell, oh my God, they're brothers because they look so much. Why? How do they look so much alike? They look so much alike. Why is that?
Because they are brothers.
They're brothers. They're actual brothers.
The sons of IRS.
I think so. Yeah, sons of IRS. I think it would be interesting though if the B team gets deleted, that they get thrown into the lake of
reincarnation,
and they come back as they start deleting.
The followers of Matt Hardy.
So we agree that deleters of worlds are going to win this easily. Yeah.
Easily. Yes.
Okay. Who's next?
SmackDown Tag Team Championship between the Bludgeon Brothers and Team Hell No.
This will be an interesting match.
Yeah, it will be.
And again, Bludgeon Brothers, dumbest name in wrestling.
Yeah.
You just should call them Rowan.
Big guys who beat up small guys.
Rowan and Harper. Just call them Rowan and Harper, okay?
Harper and Rowan.
Harper and Rowan.
Big guys who beat up small guys.
Beat up small guys. This ought to be interesting though, because I mean, if you're going to give Kane and Daniel Bryan one last championship push, this is going to be it.
Yeah.
I mean, they win the tag team champions. They get another little thing on their notch for the Hall of Fame, and then you can yawn. You go ahead and yawn because you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm tired.
He's been up late, defeating the Heartless. We'll talk about that another time.
Yes.
But unfortunately, I think this will be something that stretches off into SummerSlam. I don't see the Bludgeons losing for the same factors, because even if they do lose the championships, we get the whole same drama that we got 5 years ago with Team Hell No.
I am the tag team champion.
I am the tag team champions.
Yeah.
You were the weakest link. Goodbye.
Jesus Christ. The only reason I think Team Hell No could win is because so we can have good tag team champions.
I think let's hope. I mean, I don't know. I mean, everybody they're behind Harper and Rowan. I'm not saying the Bludgeon Brothers anymore.
Yeah, it's like a stock name. Like you find in a WWE 2K game. It's like, scroll. What's a good name for this tag team? Ooh, the Bludgeon Brothers! Ooh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I think someone who was putting the game together.
That's probably what they did.
Okay, let's quickly go to the next one because we're running out of time.
The U.S. Championship, Jeff Hardy versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Let's just hope Shinsuke wins so they stop this on title after title after title match for him.
I think he wins the title. I think this is the title he wins.
Yeah.
And he and then he goes on a run. I think he owns the belt, at least till Survivor Series. He'll have a great rematch with Jeff Hardy. But yeah, I think Shinsuke wins the match after Chompy.
Okay. Next,
big sigh, because the next one we're going into actually is slated as the main event, and we don't know why it's the main event.
Okay, we have Borman Lames versus Booby Trashley.
Booby Bashy.
Booby Trashley.
Booby Trashley. And
I mean, I'm not saying that because I hate Bobby Lashley. I just found out on the internet, and I thought you might find that amusing.
I do find it a little amusing, although you told me this is Roman Reigns' what, 26? 27th main event. 27th main event total?
Yeah.
Total, so that's Raws and everything else in main event.
Yes.
Good grief. Is this solo or is this when he's been with the Shield or what?
Didn't say.
Heartburn. I mean, I cannot. It's not that I don't like Roman Reigns. I think he's been overplayed.
Yeah.
I think he's been overplayed. I think Bobby Lashley beats the living snot out of him.
Yeah.
I think,
Let's hope.
Let's hope. I think I think this is where Lashley wins and he starts getting a nice ideal push.
Shows Roman Reigns up.
Good.
Puts Roman Reigns in his
I
place.
think WWE got so bashed about the match that he had with Sami Zayn last month that it was just like, we need to put him in a match with an actual strong person.
Yeah.
So this is where they. Let's move on. The next one
Okay, SmackDown Women's Championship. Carmella versus Asuka with James Ellsworth suspended in a shark cage.
And in later news, James Ellsworth finds some baby oil and slides out of the cage.
Like Enzo Amore.
Because guess what? WWE can't figure out how to write an original story. I actually like this match because I think leaving Ellsworth in a cage above the match.
That's going to make it a good match.
It's going to make it a good match because you're going to see Ellsworth is crying and screaming. And
let me out of here.
I like Asuka to win this. I think
same here.
I think this sets up a rematch between her and Charlotte.
Once Charlotte gets back from, if you didn't know why she's away, I heard it was a ruptured breast implant, and so she's undergoing surgery for that.
I did not hear that.
Well, yep, that's what it is. That's why she's away.
Okay, that's interesting.
Just saying.
Okay,
just bringing up some more news.
But anyway, I think that where do you find your news? I gotta find that out.
On Instagram.
Instagram. I gotta go to Instagram. Yeah, I think this sets up a rematch at SummerSlam for Asuka and Charlotte. It was the match at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah,
I think
by
it'll
far.
be the match at SummerSlam. I think they need to start.
Yes.
But I think this is a great transition. And I'm going to say this right now: if Carmella wins, I'm riding.
Yeah.
So next match. What's next?
The Raw Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax in an Extreme Rules match. I don't care. I don't care at all. Alexa Bliss is boring. Change my mind.
Yeah. It was interesting because one of the things that she was asked, they do this little thing on the WWE in a table for three, and she was.
I've never watched that.
And she was asked by Lita about they have the 4 horsewomen, and why is Alexa Bliss not part of it?
Because she sucks.
I don't think she sucks.
Well, I mean, character-wise, yeah.
I think her character needs an upgrade.
Yeah.
Upgrade the character.
Please.
I agree. I would like. I don't know. I agree with you. I really don't care about the match. I think this is.
So I'm not going to tell you my pick because I don't care so much about it that I haven't even got a pick for it.
Yeah, it looks like it's the end of this particular storyline. I hope.
Please.
I don't know. I don't know. The only reason I would pick Alexa Bliss is because they did the little thing with Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Before she got suspended, and I think, if Alexa
So we can
Bliss
see Ronda Rousey kick the shit out of her.
Yeah, that would be fun. Not just that would be fun. It would be interesting to see Ronda Rousey beat the crap out of Alexa Bliss, put her through a table.
Please.
All right, last match. What's the last match on the card we're going to talk about?
No, we have 2 more.
2 more? Okay, well then.
Yeah, because we have the Intercontinental title match
okay.
between Seth Rollins.
Oh, that's right.
And Drew McIntyre. Dolph Ziggler. Sorry.
With Drew McIntyre in his corner.
Two mixed up, yeah. Okay, Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins in the 30-minute Iron Man match. Just saying, 30 minutes is too short for an Iron Man match. Because a regular championship match should go for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I don't, I think Ziggler holds on to the title.
Yeah, Ziggler's going to retain.
I think that they're probably going to set up Seth for another match. If they don't give him another match for the IC title, it at least sets him up for a match, hopefully for the Universal title, which
Please.
we hope.
I hope they go into overtime. Mm-hmm. Seriously, because that's too short of
That is way too short.
Iron Man match.
Because I remember the 60-minute Iron Man match between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, where neither one of them was pinned, and then was told, "You're going overtime." overtime. He goes, yeah, because we're gonna get a definitive winner. And that was one of the best matches ever that WWE ever put out. And yet, no, we're gonna do a 30-minute Iron Man match for the IC title.
Probably because they've got to fit like Borman Lames versus Booby Trashley on the card.
All right, we're a little over, so we need to let's get to the
last match of the card. AJ Styles versus Rusev.
This is for the heavyweight championship.
Yes.
And
I think Rusev should win, but knowing WWE, he's probably not going to win.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for Rusev all the way.
I like AJ Styles. I think they want to set up. I think WWE wants to set up a rivalry between him and Samoa Joe for the title. But I agree with you. I would like to see that title around Rusev's waist.
Yes.
I think there are a lot of people out there who would like to see it around Rusev's waist. And I think that he's really given a lot to the company that he deserves to have that belt around his waist. And I think, not to what's the word I'm looking for? Not to disparage AJ Styles, because I've always thought AJ Styles should be in the WWE. But I think it's time he took a break. He's had that belt. He's had that belt for
long enough.
And I think he just needs a little bit of a break, so that he does, because he's out there night after night. And again, that's the kind of guy AJ Styles is. But I mean, it only takes so long before your body starts to wear down. And but I think Rusev takes it. I think. Not a big surprise. It might be a big surprise to a lot of you, but we think that it's time that Rusev, puts the belt around his title.
Yes.
And with that, do you have anything else to add before we take off?
Nope.
We will be back next week talking more wrestling. We'll bring up some stuff because I think Slammiversary is coming up, and some other shows in America for the New Japan Pro Wrestling here. They'll actually be coming back to California.
Yes.
And later this year, so we'll be talking a little bit about that. Until then, I'm Goose.
I am Logan.
We're the Wrestling Boys. We'll see you next week.